In this video, we're going to be going over exactly how much dividend income I made in the month of November from a $50,000 account. Now you can see this is going to be a huge dividend portfolio update because this is the first month that my dividend portfolio has been over $50,000, and we have a lot of different things that we want to look at. You can see we're currently looking at my investment dashboard, but we also want to be taking a look at my dividend dashboard. We're going to be taking a look at my dividend calendar and a few other things as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And like always, if you'd like to be able to download this spreadsheet, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. I'd also like to quickly say thank you to Masterworks for sponsoring this video, but more on that later. So let's go ahead and come up here and zoom in, and we will start digging into my dividend portfolio. Now the first thing you'll see, like I mentioned, portfolio value currently at $50,969 with a portfolio cost of around $49,900. So I'm currently up about $1,114 on this portfolio, which is about 2.23% gain. Now, when you include dividends into that, you can see I've received about $2,737 in dividends. So really, I'm up about 5.5% on my dividend portfolio. And while on the surface level, that doesn't seem like a whole lot, when you take a look at what the market has done year to date, it's currently down 16.39%. I have way outperformed the market with my dividend portfolio, as we can see right here. Now let's go ahead and start looking at some of these charts. We can see currently my allocation is about 73.9% in stocks and about 26.1% in cash. Now I typically like to keep my cash position a little bit above 20% because I like to be able to take advantage of buying opportunities. Now if we come over here and look at my cost by market value, again, most of these stocks have done pretty well as of late. We can see Microsoft is a pretty large position that I'm still a little bit down on, as we can see right here. If we come over here and look at my growth, there's a couple of different things I want to note out. Currently my two largest gainers are going to be Coca-Cola at around 30%. If we come over here, we can see CAT, I'm up almost 30% as well. Now, all of these positions right here are fairly new positions that I've added over the past few months. And you can see I'm actually up on every single one of them. I'm up over 26% on Starbucks, Lowe's 13.5%, JP Morgan almost 25%. Like I just mentioned, CAT 30%. And there's a lot of other positions that I've added fairly recent here that I'm up about 10% on as well. Now, if we come up here, we can see my stock allocation by industry. Now, financials take up about 25% of my dividend portfolio, and we can see technology is about 22.1% as well. The other larger positions are going to be consumer cyclical at around 10.8%, and ETFs currently take up about 10.2%. Now, this is a position I'm likely going to be increasing in the future. I am looking for opportunities and kind of figuring out which ETFs really play along into my investing goals. So that's something I'm researching more into as well. I'll probably make some videos on ETFs in the future. If we come down here, we can see real estate is about 8.2%. We also have consumer defensive at 11.7%. Then we have a few other smaller positions here as well, as we can see with energy, healthcare, and industrials over here. So if we scroll up, that was by industry, but we can see by individual position right here. And so you're going to take note, there are a couple positions that are very large, like Microsoft, we can see takes about 15.3% of my dividend portfolio. We have VFIAX ETF, or index fund, takes up about 10% of my dividend portfolio. SPY takes up about 10.2%. If we come over here, we can see Coca-Cola is actually a fairly large position as well at about 5.2% right here. But other than that, it is fairly well diversified. Not a lot of positions take up over 3% of my dividend portfolio. Now, the last thing that we are going to glance at, other than you can see total holdings currently sitting at 37, is my future portfolio outlook. But we're actually going to come back and look at this just a little bit later in the video. But this is something really important that I do want to make note of later. But let's go ahead and jump into what everyone wants to see, and that is my dividend dashboard. And you're going to be able to see exactly how much I was paid this month in dividend income. Now you can see my expected yearly dividend income is now sitting at $1,717, so that continues to climb. My all-time dividend income is sitting at $1,622. Average monthly dividends, $143 a month. That is really starting to climb as well. It was just a few months ago that I was sitting at about $100, so this has climbed really fast. Now, my portfolio dividend yield climbed a little bit over this past month because I did add some higher yielding positions. So it's currently sitting at about 3.45%, which is pretty much in line with where I want that to be. Now, if we come down here, we can see exactly how much I was paid in November from my dividend portfolio, and it was $116.46. So now that is 2 months in a row where it's been over $100. So I'm really starting to get closer to that average monthly dividend, as we can see right here. I expect the next couple of months to potentially be even higher than this, as we can see right here. Now, if we see my portfolio value over time, you can see I started tracking this back in February of 2021. It has really climbed since that time, like I said, currently up to $50,000. When I started it, it was sitting at around $7,600. So if you've been following along with the channel for a while, you've been able to see this grow over time. Now, my dividend income by industry, this is a little bit different than my just dividend portfolio by industry, because this is going to tell me where most of my dividend income is coming from. And so while financials took up about 25% of my dividend portfolio, 33.3% of my dividend income is coming from the financial sector, as we can see right here. Technology is a fairly large position of my dividend income as well. That's mainly due to my large position in Microsoft. We can see technology is about 12% of my dividend portfolio, or excuse me, my dividend income overall. Real estate makes up about 12.6%, healthcare about 11.7%. And again, other than that, it is fairly well diversified. If we come here, you can simply see my dividend yield on cost. Now, I do have a few higher yielding positions, as we can see right here, but for the most part, I try to focus on quality dividend growth companies, as we can see with some of my newer positions here. Not quite as high yielding, but I expect the dividend growth from those positions to be really good over time. Now, the last chart we're going to look at right here is my dividend income by stock, and we can see how much each stock is expected to pay me over the next year in dividend income. One of my largest positions right here is going to be MO. I'm expected to receive over $128 in dividend income from them. ACRE also about $110, JEPI $110 as well. Now, those are my higher yielding positions, but I'm receiving a fair amount of dividend income from some of my lower yielding positions as well. We can see down here, TRO will pay me about $43 in dividend income. We have a couple of ETFs, around $80 in dividend income. And again, other than that, we have a lot of positions sitting at around $50, $40, or $60 in dividend income, with just a few positions really not paying me a whole lot because I don't have a lot of capital in some of these positions yet. But let's go ahead and move forward and look at my dividend calendar. And if you're not using a dividend calendar to track your dividend income over time, you're really missing out on a great opportunity, because this is going to allow you to see how much each stock has paid you in dividend income over the entirety of the year. It's going to allow you to see how much you're paid each month in dividend income, and most importantly, you're going to be able to track your dividend growth over time. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and take an example. Look at PSEC. Now, as a value dividend investor, we invest in companies that increase the amount they pay in dividends over time, and we also reinvest our dividends. So this allows us to see I only made one investment in PSEC, but because I reinvest dividends and dividends increase over time, each month the amount I receive in dividends from these companies continues to increase, as we can see right here. So while it's a small amount because I haven't invested much into this position, we can still see this dividend payout is increasing every single month. You can also see this in some of my other positions, such as OHI, around $22.50 here, but it continues to climb every single month. So for the month of November, we can see the positions that paid me dividend income right here. I received dividends from Apple, AB, EPD, come down here, a small payout from MAIN, fairly large payout, almost $25 from OHI. We can see $4.08 from PSEC, $15.34 from Verizon right here, $5.08 from AT&T. Scroll down a little bit further, we can see some of my new positions did pay me dividends this month. $4.29 it looks like from Starbucks, about $7.37 from Lowe's, almost $10 for my position in JEPI. And if we come down here, we can see I received dividends for the first time from Texas Instruments, $8.68, and $4.80 from CAT. So that is my dividend calendar. Now we're going to jump into my daily dividend calendar, but before we do that, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Masterworks. I've said it before, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can still take cues from professionals. You know, like I know, the investing world has turned upside down. The most powerful stocks of our generation have lost over $5 million in market cap. But analysts are noticing one major trend. High net worth investors and even major institutions are migrating from traditional stock and bond portfolios to increase their allocation into alternative assets. McKinsey reports that institutions are investing anywhere from 30 to 50% of their assets into alternatives. See, there's a unique investment that's been around for centuries, one that may not fluctuate as greatly in response to government rulings. It's not gold, it's not real estate, it's contemporary art. So far in 2022, art market transaction volume is on pace to beat its pre-pandemic yearly record of $30.5 billion. Over the last 26 years, contemporary art prices have outpaced the S&P 500 by 131%. Contemporary art prices appreciated an average yearly rate of 17.5%, according to the MW All Art Index. During that time period, only art, gold, and real estate outpaced inflation rates. Until recently, you'd need millions of dollars just for a chance to enter the market, but with our sponsor, Masterworks, you can invest in contemporary art for a fraction of the cost. Their last 3 exits have delivered net returns of 17.8%, 21.5%, and 33.1% to their investors. Over 550,000 people have signed up so far, and paintings have sold out in minutes, but my subscribers can get priority access at the link in the description. Okay, so jumping into our daily dividend calendar, essentially this is just going to be a really easy way to see exactly what days we were paid dividends and how much on each of those days. And we can see my highest day was over the past year is $42.11, and that was actually this month. We can see, where is it? Right here, it looks like on November 15th, I received my highest amount in a single day of dividends. I received $42.11. Now we can see on November 1st, I received about $20.42. The second, $7.37. Decent day here on the 4th of $10. Smaller day here. Looks like the 14th, $15.50. And then the 15th, like I said, my highest day, single day at $42.11. And then we have a couple of smaller days, as we can see here on the 17th and 18th, on the 23rd and the 25th. So this is just a really good way to see exactly what days over the past year you've been paid dividend income. Okay, now I said we are going to go back and mention my dividend portfolio projections because I think this is a really important element of my dividend portfolio. But essentially what we do is we use a model that I built titled right here, Portfolio Projections. And you can see if I click right here, I'm able to project out what my future dividend portfolio is going to look like based on my starting portfolio size and some of these other variables right here. So we're assuming monthly contributions, a very high amount. As you can see, I know most people can't make this, but the elements still remain the same. If we jump over back to my investment dashboard, we'll scroll down here and we can see exactly what my dividend portfolio is going to look like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 years from now. We can see how much I expect to make yearly in dividends, what my total dividend income in that time will be, and what my portfolio value will be. And the cool thing about this is we can split it between reinvesting dividends and not reinvesting dividends. So if we click on not reinvesting dividends, let's say we want to look at what our portfolio will look like 15 years from now based on my assumptions. We can see 15 years, I can expect to receive about $32,000 in dividend income. Over that entire time period, I would have received over $220,000 in dividends, and my portfolio value will be sitting at around $934,000. Now, if we switch this over and let's say I do reinvest dividends over that time period, we can see a pretty large increase in the amount I'll be receiving yearly in dividend income, which is really important because the goal of my portfolio is to one day be able to live off of dividend income. We can see 15 years from now, I could potentially be making $45,708 every single year in dividend income. Over that time, I've received over $278,000 in total dividend income, and my portfolio value could potentially be over $1.3 million. That's pretty unbelievable in just a 15-year time period. But that's the power of value dividend investing and when you reinvest dividends over time. Now let's go ahead and look at our 30-year difference. We can see when I don't reinvest dividends, this is what it's going to look like, close to $120,000 in yearly dividend income. Still pretty impressive what's possible when you even don't reinvest your dividends. But let's say I do reinvest dividends over that time, I could be receiving over $254,000 yearly in dividend income, and my portfolio value would be close to $7.4 million. That is absolutely unbelievable. And again, it just goes to show you what the power of long-term growth and value dividend investing can look like. When you reinvest dividends over time and invest into companies that continue to increase the amount they pay in dividends, that is exactly what is possible for your dividend portfolio. So there you go. That's exactly how much I made in the month of November from a $50,000 dividend portfolio. If you'd like to be able to download the spreadsheet, then you can head over to my Patreon page at the link in the description. So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to keep up with my dividend investing journey, then you can subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.